Hey there, welcome to Manager's Tea Break. My name is Nikki, and thanks for spending your break with me. Casting a memorable leadership shadow. Reflections on personal branding. What comes to mind when someone mentions personal branding? Do you immediately think about your LinkedIn feed, consultants, and other annoying people pitching you their services? For many, the term personal branding is starting to morph into more of a negative connotation, as if conscientiously working to build your brand puts too much emphasis on the sales aspect. An insight from a recent leadership peer group discussion I was in last month really started to change my mindset on this topic with the question, how would it be if instead of calling it personal branding, we called it your leadership shadow? Is branding really the right word? Let's review the term branding. This term has somehow become twisted to encompass all elements of design and messaging in marketing, when really, branding is the processes by which a company, product, or service acquires a distinctive identity in the minds of consumers, becoming associated with particular values, lifestyles, and meanings. And for personal branding, it really comes down to thinking through what are your underlying values? And are those being transmitted to those around you in a consistent and authentic way? Although branding is definitely an accurate term, I still have to question if the majority of people really understand what it is and whether they can get over the misconception of thinking it's about showcasing something, i.e. yourself, to get sales. Aligning on the meaning of a personal brand. Your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Jeff Bezos. Maybe you have different circles of friends, colleagues, etc. You behave differently with each group, so they might describe you in a different word or with different terms, but ultimately the essence of who you are remains the same. For example, your family might say you're very thoughtful. Your colleagues might say you empower them to solve problems. In both cases, maybe the underlying trait is being helpful. It's just that in different environments, you act on that value on a spectrum, sometimes turned up, sometimes turned down. And if you're not sure what people would say about you when you're not around, consider doing some reflection to develop your self-awareness. Changing the language to leadership shadow. The benefit of changing the term is we transform the thinking, so we reflect inwards to our own physical self and the impact, the shadow we are making, rather than focusing on what we are trying to project, marketing this image to others. This really changes the connotation for me into a more positive topic. It enables me to focus on living my values rather than trying to ensure all the different groups I interact with would describe me in exactly the same terms. Being able to leave a lasting leadership shadow at the workplace has the potential to strengthen your connections and help you engage more deeply with colleagues. Being able to articulate your brand will help others understand who you really are, what you stand for, build authentic relationships, and realize your goals. Ultimately, it comes down to being an authentic leader. So, what shadow do you want to cast?